It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson.
The starting lineup for the visiting Indiana Pacers. At point guard, Langston Galloway. At center, Nikola Jokic. At power forward, Aaron Gordon. At the other guard position, J.J. Redick. At the other forward position, Carmelo Anthony. The head coach of the visiting team is Frank Vogel. The big man. 7 feet, number 11, JaVale McGee.
It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Indiana Pacers today. The Bulls are enjoying this break from the road. And, of course, Chris Paul. Let's see how they continue to fare without him.
And as shocked as people are that they would trade away a player of his caliber, Kevin, they didn't just let him go for nothing. They got a lot in return. I think it's a deal that's going to really help them down the road.
And that's the idea. You know, you want to build a foundation on which this team can continue to move upward. So certainly some fans unhappy to see him go, but fans will be patient, and they also continue to be fans.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Anthony is out there with Aaron Gordon. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Galloway in at the 1 spot. Now here's Lowry. Jordan the screen. 6 to shoot. Lowry dishes to Jordan. Poked loose. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact. So a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Carmelo Anthony, the 3rd pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh. You know, all those guys, with the exception of Melo, have rings.
And so here is Indiana, following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Feeds it to Galloway. Anthony kicks to Gordon. McGee with the block. And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. Here's Redick. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Atlanta. And that one's good.
How about 3 of 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
On defense, the Pacers. Last time they met was in Indiana.
And that was one of the few times that you'll see a team just lack fight defensively in losing that game.
Yeah, and I know their fans may not want to hear it, but the reality and the truth is the defensive end of the floor was not what it needed to be in terms of effort.
They get a hand on it. Stolen by McGee. From 17 feet out. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against the defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Good ball movement here by the Bulls. That shot wide open.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
It's Anthony with the drive. McGee with the block. Jordan kicks to Gay. Back to Jordan. Outside Lowry. Here's Gay. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Down low. And Jordan sends it back. And throw the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last.
Pacers ball.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Here's Jokic. 14 points from him the last game against Atlanta.
And also, he competed on the backboards. That also had a lot to do with the game.
He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Well, the Pacers, despite all their injuries from last season, were right in the playoff hunt until the very end. Had a chance, in fact, GA, on the last day to sneak in, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, they needed a Brooklyn loss to go along with them winning that last game. Ultimately, though, it wasn't in the cards for them, and they ended a game out of the postseason.
Now here's Anthony following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Galloway, no good. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
That's straight up Showtime stuff right there, baby. Major highlight reel material.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Here's Gordon after the Bulls pick up 2. And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. Ezeli's checked in for Indiana. Andre Robertson comes in for Aaron Gordon. Anthony against Gay. Kicks it to Redick. Just 5 to shoot. Ezeli the pass to Anthony. McGee with the block. And here's Lowry. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. And the slam dunk by McGee.
This guy is a beast. On the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, GA, he does not waste one of them.
And you know what? It's always going to be a powerhouse finish with him. We know that for sure.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
And, you know, the Pacers had made the playoffs in each of the last 4 seasons prior to last year's miss. Hard for a team that was coming off back-to-back conference finals appearances to stomach that. But with the injuries, they'll be better and back in the playoffs next year, I'm sure.
And Indiana making a change here. Thomas is checked in.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Here's Roberson. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Atlanta.
Yeah, but I like how he defended as well. You know, he got a couple blocks in that game and just an all-around great effort.
Here's Levine after Indiana gets the three. Lowry drives in. Thomas with the block. And now Anthony pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Boy, he wanted everybody in the building to know who threw that one down.
Hanging on the rim is, I guess, one way to do it.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, you want to make sure you don't get teed up from a situation. Like that.
Now here's Gay. What a tremendous game he played against Toronto. And Lowry gets double teamed. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. Good. Galloway has got his first 2 points.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And really the signature of that game was what they were able to do from a defensive standpoint, particularly on the low post.
Yeah, they were up in the air an awful lot in that paint area, getting their hands on shots, a lot of them, but if they didn't block them or touch them, they actually changed them.
Jarnell Stokes, he's checked in for Anthony. And so it's Indiana with it. Following Kyle Lowry's three, Stokes can't get it to go. Well, last year, DeAndre Jordan turned in another great defensive performance. In fact, first team all-defense announced in the NBA after last season. Anchored his team as he always seems to do.
Yeah, and Jordan was a force in the middle. Over 2 blocks a game again, and changed countless others with his effort.
And it's good. 9 points for Kyle Lowry. There's a minute 34 left to play here in the first. Galloway kicks to Roberson. Stokes dishes to Roberson. Indiana again missing.
Yeah, you look at the advanced statistics for DeAndre Jordan and his defense at that end of the floor. Top 10 in defensive rating individually and led the league in defensive win shares.
And so here is Indiana following Kyle Lowry's three. Here's Azili. He's guarded by Chandler. Shot to stop the run, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And Jordan has really improved his defense every year since Doc Rivers challenged him. Last season ended 3rd in the Defensive Player of the Year award race, but he has one in his future, no doubt, if he continues to progress.
Williams, he's checked in for Chicago. Lawson comes in for Kyle Lowry. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one. The defense to start and ignite that play was terrific, and I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
And really look for them now to be even more aggressive on the defensive side. Try to come up with a few more steals.
.40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. One-on-one fast break. Here's Roberson. Sinks the three-pointer. Roberson's got 7.
And there's typically going to be some space when you're out in transition and you do just kind of venture out to that three-point line. And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
Here's Galloway. He had 13 points in the win against Atlanta.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
To the middle, and again Indiana running the floor.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. Simmons got himself on the board with 3 there.
Not much defense to speak of yet here, guys.
Nope. It's been all offense, fellas, all the time here early.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. And a chance to hear from point guard Kyle Lowry about the chemistry of this Raptors team. They're all pulling in the same.
You know, we got a group of guys who can't.
The question is whether or not that team unity, as rare as it is making a difference for the Raptors. Does it make Kyle Lowry any better? Do they just give it more time?
You know, you could argue it both ways, Kevin, because it's worked both ways. I mean, teams that couldn't stand one another have won rings, and so have tight-knit groups who were really close. So there's really no magic formula. I think there's a little bit of art to go with the science in that.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Pacers.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
JaVale McGee is out there with Williams. Then it's Lawson. Then there's Rudy Gay. And it's Simmons in at the 2-guard spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And now here comes Gay leading the break. Offensive rebound. Excellent D there from Anthony.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Redick with the bucket.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
Passes to Jokic, takes a 3. And it's Gay with the rebound.
And guys, you see how Rudy Gay just exploded last season in the second half. I mean, I think he felt at ease in George Karl's system. And I think that's one reason why you're starting to see just how good Rudy Gay can be.
Pass to Redick. And he uses the glass on the layup. Redick's got the lead up to 7 now for the Pacers.
And Clark, that's really deflating for a team to cough up the ball and have it turn into points immediately on the other end.
You know, Greg, it feels like giving up 2 baskets, the one you didn't get, and then the one you allow the opponent to get.
For a long time, critics have gotten on Gay for his lack of efficiency, but he quieted some of those voices, Clark, last year with his play and stats.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, across the board, he made nice improvements, not only in his scoring, but also his ability to create shots for others.
Jordan, he's checked in for Chicago. Lowry comes in for Ty Lawson. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Lowry with the ball. Now Anthony defending. And again, no good by Chicago. Pacers leading by 6. The basket is good. That's his 6th attempt at his 3rd make.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
And Lowry gets it to go.
Kyle Lowry doing work. What a nice looking shot that was.
Outside Anthony. Now the feed to Redick. And it comes off the rim with a high bounce.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
A shot by Lowry. Wide open. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Lowry's got 17 now.
He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
And Roberson kicks to Anthony. Back to Gordon. Here's Redick. McGee with the block. Just 2 to shoot. Roberson can't hit.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Here's Simmons. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. There's a break in the action, so a rundown now. The most reliable power forwards and centers over the past month when it comes to shooting the basketball. DeAndre Jordan, number 1.
He is an unyielding presence in the low post. I mean, he gets so many good looks. Because he Works so hard to get that great position down low. And when he does, boy, he's impossible to move.
Well, his adaptability is a terrific attribute to have. I mean, he plays his game based on the look the defense gives him. And he's prepared to try anything and do anything in order to get the high percentage shot that he wants.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Anthony drives in, and the powerful one-handed slam.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Pacers leading by 3. Indiana didn't have a great record on the road last season. Only went Clark 15-26 on the year, and it cost them down the stretch.
It really did, Kevin. I mean, the Pacers had a bumpy year with all of the injuries, particularly with George being out for most of the year. His absence was most noted in those tough road games, I think.
The defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And as the coaches... Go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout. The players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
First free throw is good.
And for the Pacers, perhaps the biggest loss of the season for them was on the road. Couldn't get it done in Memphis on the final day of the season to try and get into the postseason.
Bulls making a switch here. Levine's checked in.
Well, here's a little factoid about the Pacers on the road last season, guys. They were much better shooting free throws on the road. The difference between their road and home free throw percentage was the largest positive mark in the league. That's kind of strange.
Outside Jennings. Here's Gay.
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when you need a spark, something electric to get your teammates fired up. The defense there got away with a major lapse.
It's tipped. Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Redick's got the lead up to 8 now for the Pacers.
And now he's taking a solid opening in the quarter.
Beautiful. Boy, you got to love that nice assist by Jennings.
Indiana's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Galloway kicks to Thomas. Redick inside the line. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. No good from Gay.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Good shot by Redick, no good.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark. Hey guys, for Zach LaVine, once he finally got comfortable last season, boy, did he heat up. He shot 42% over his rookie year, but 47% over the last month. And I think that gave him a lot of confidence as he's entering into year 2.
Williams, he's checked in for Chicago. 1:58 left to play in the first half.
There we go. That was your Lovables. Give him a hand. Come on,
Here's
Chicago.
Galloway. He's guarded by Jennings. Azili kicks to Stokes. Galloway, the pass to Reddick. Indiana moving the ball around. Here's Azili. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Here's Levine. Misses the 3. Indiana leading by 5. To the inside. Reddick. But they recover it. Azili dishes to Stokes. And the shot is long. Now Chicago has gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Williams passes to Jordan. There's the dish to Williams. Trying his luck deep. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Galloway has got his 5th rebound in this one. And now it's Jennings running. He can go all the way. And the jam by Levine.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder. And that's exactly what that play looks to be.
41 seconds left in the second quarter. Plenty of space. The shot's good. Jennings making the play. Jennings has got 4 assists in the game.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
Here's Levine, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. And it's now only a 1-point Indiana lead. Indiana's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. And he dunks it down.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
On the wing, Williams. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Bulls have shot 1 of 3 from the line tonight, missing 2 earlier on.
Only shooting 71 really on the season, so there is plenty of room for improvement.
And you know their performance at the line. It's definitely dropped off. Not the trend they were looking for.
Here's Simmons. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And a pretty tightly contested.
Kevin, thank you. Here with Frank Vogel and Coach.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. Indiana did not hesitate to set the pace. They jumped out to a 6-0 lead as they strung together some excellent possessions early. They were able to string together a 9. And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
Good game for Lowry. He's got 19 points, and he's drained 3 3-point bombs so far.
Don't stop. Don't hesitate. Keep firing from out there when the shot's falling like this.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And so in the game for the Pacers. Aaron Gordon out there with Anthony. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Galloway in at point guard. Lowry from outside. Again, the miss by Lowry. Pacers leading by 4. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
And the basket by Gordon.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Greg, it's really the main reason they're in front. All that early offense. I mean, when they've had the chance to push it, they've pushed it.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team in the way they approach the game.
Gay kicks to Levine and finished off by Gay.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
There's the pass to Jokic. Puts it up. And Anthony gets it to go. Anthony's got 4 points this quarter.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
Galloway, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
They get the rebound. And McGee kicks to Lowry. There's the three. Pacers with the rebound. Anthony's got his third rebound on the night. That's tipped. Gay outside. Lowry dishes to Jordan. Bulls moving the ball around. The shot by Lowry. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Lowry's got 21 in the game. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. He's covered by Gay and stolen by Gay. And now it's Lowry running. Here we go, all the way if he can. Jordan the pass to Levine. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent him, GA, from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to one or two plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays.
Redick is in the corner. At the elbow, it's Gordon. And the Pacers can't get it to go. And for Aaron Gordon, so much fanfare entering the 2014 draft, selected 4th overall, which was actually a couple of slots higher, I think, Greg, than many experts thought.
I agree. And, you know, a lot of people obviously liked him, but Orlando clearly loved him and had very high hopes for this young man. And of course, the injured foot, only 11 games a season ago, and never really got back on track.
The Bulls making a switch here. Chandler's checked in. The Pacers also with a sub. Robertson's checked in. They need this, and it's laid in by Gordon. Gordon's got the game tied up here for Indiana. Bulls have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway.
And, you know, getting back to Aaron Gordon, his defense is really what had scouts most excited. He has the rare combination of strength, lateral quickness, and ups to defend multiple positions.
And still looking for his first triple of the second half. He had 3 at halftime.
Unbelievable what I'm seeing here. Is this the dunk contest?
Hey, this one counts, Clark. Believe me, what confidence to attempt the alley-oop to himself. He couldn't resist on that. The adrenaline just flowing. One of the more spectacular plays we've seen.
And talking about Aaron Gordon, everyone knew coming in that he was kind of unrefined. You're betting on his upside and hoping that he develops a consistent shot. And boy, if he does, you're talking about a guy who could become a perennial all-star.
Here's Roberson. JaVale McGee grabs the miss. McGee's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. On the jam by Rudy Gay.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play right there, because that could be the one that leads to a surge to break this thing wide open.
And that one's good, Anthony.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Gay with the block. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Gay. Ty Lawson, he's checked in for Levine. Azili's checked in for Indiana. Lance Thomas comes in for Gordon. Gay against Anthony. To the paint. And stolen by Lawson. Here we go. Lowry, nobody back.
How's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway. Self-service.
The most magnificent alley-oop he could have chosen.
Yeah, and he pulls that one off, guys, to perfection.
Guys, the Bulls' defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
And once again off the mark by Indiana. Chicago leading. Throws it up high. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
A surreal alley-oop that time, partner.
The pass, Clark, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
Precision at its finest.
And guys, it had to be, because not nearly as easy a play as they made it look.
Rudy Gay on the wing. 1:35 left in the third quarter. Talking about the Bulls and their rim protection, they had the lowest opponent field goal percentage on shots right at the rim.
Yeah, and it helps when you compare 7-footers down low. It's not just the bigs, though. Even their perimeter players will track back and challenge at the rim. Really a total team effort. Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
And Roberson kicks to Anthony. Inside. Tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and it'll go to the line.
For the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. It would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
Stokes is checked in for Indiana. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, GA, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
As a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
Stolen.
And with the time left, they still can go 2 for 1.
Boy, they've got to do it fast. They must hurry from here.
And a fast break now for the Pacers. Here's Roberson. The offensive rebound. Stokes dishes to Thomas. Misses the chippy right there.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
No good from Simmons.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Three-pointer. Thomas, no good. Here we go. Lowry, nobody back. From past the arc. No good on that last second attempt there. And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter. It's Chicago leading by just 2. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Indiana trailing here. Levine is out there with Lawson. And it's Chandler. Then it's Jordan. And it's Simmons in at the 3 slot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
His performance today has just been so important. What a luxury to have a guy that's that dependable.
Chicago calls timeout.
And really, the Bulls weathered a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East. Came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Chicago. This one for 3, and that one's good. Simmons. Pacers trail by 3. Roberson the pass to Reddick. He feeds it to Roberson. To the middle. Stokes kicks to Reddick. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
You've got to avoid those kinds of turnovers.
Yeah, mistakes like that derail any team.
Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Stokes. Lets it go from deep. Jordan kicks to Lawson. And it's blocked by Gordon. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
Chicago ball.
Levine kicks to Simmons. And there's a call on DeAndre Jordan. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal foul.
Pacers trail by 3. Anthony left side. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him. But with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
And getting back to Carmelo last year, that team really became devoid of talent. In some games, Greg, in games that he played, he seemed like their only scoring option.
You know, we talk about needing a big 3 to compete for a championship. And for over half the season last year, the Knicks basically had a big half. I mean, because Carmelo missed that half. And when the deck is stacked against you like that, sometimes it's better to fold your cards and live to play another day. And that's really what Carmelo did.
Early on, he tried to shoot his way out of this funk. But later in the game now, he might want to just give it up and look for his teammates to do the scoring.
Redick passes to Jokic. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Shot clock at 6. Here's Gordon. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow. I think, Clark, we can expect a dramatic end to this one.
Well, 8 lead changes would have you thinking that would be the case.
Yeah, no quit by either side, guys. Neither team willing to give any ground.
Here's Jokic. And again, it's Indiana. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Pacers.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Wide open and right on target. Good. Second minute off the clock now in the 4th. McGee dishes to Lawson. Jordan kicks to Levine. Can they get it? And he gets the bucket.
Defensively, they can't afford to back off of him that much. You don't want to be giving up easy threes, especially at this stage of the game. Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season when he's coming out public to the world, he put on a show that everybody in the NBA was buzzing about.
Chicago making a switch here. Gay's checked in, and the Pacers also making a change. Langston Galloway's checked in for Andre Robertson. Pass to Jokic. Dishes it to Galloway. Here's Jokic, guarded by Jordan. 6 on the shot clock. Feeds to Gordon. Stolen by McGee. To the paint, taken away by Anthony. He kicks it to Redick. Back to Anthony. Outside Gordon. And there's the whistle. Foul hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Everyone knows about the Paul George injury from last year and how it affected the Pacers. He said almost the entire season, and there was no doubt they missed.
Yeah, and when George came back, Kevin, the Pacers got hot, but they had to put him on a minutes limit. And it wasn't just George, though. The team as a whole had a lot of injuries during the course of the season.
And, you know, as you said, the Pacers did have problems with injuries. The team roster missed 219 games due to injury. So compare that to the 69 games missed by the Pacers in 2014. Big difference.
Indiana again missing. Well, Chicago has gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth.
Now that was pretty. That was just a nice-looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
And guys, how about the awareness there with that finish in traffic?
Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out. And really, guys, the most telling part of the Pacers' injury troubles was this. Had to use 15 different starting lineups over the course of the season. Just hard to stay consistent and competitive when you are always replacing an injured player in the lineup. Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first three of the half, there might be more in store.
The tray. They get it back. McGee lays it up and takes it in. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
This game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
No good from Gay.
Nice effort on the alley-oop, but probably not a good choice.
Yeah, it looked good initially, but then broke down just as quickly.
No coverage that time. 15 points for Aaron Gordon.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
You look at J.J. Redick, what a contribution.
He's definitely rolling offensively. You might not be able to stop him, but you've got to find a way to contain him.
Chicago calls timeout. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. He was riding them pretty hard for the number of silly fouls they've committed in this game. He said, listen, we need to have some defensive discipline. Stop biting on the shot fakes, stop reaching in, and stop giving them free points at the free throw line. We'll see if they'll respond, guys.
Lowry kicks to Jordan. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
And that's what we're used to him doing, but he really just hasn't had that typical impact offensively. If they keep getting him touches, this game won't be tied for long.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
Stolen by Levine. And he's going up for the alley-oop, and then Gay with the dunk.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play right there, because that could be the one that leads to a surge to break this thing wide open.
Stolen by Gay. And here we go. Here's Levine, and it's off the back rim, no good. The drive by Anthony. He dishes it to Galloway. Back to Anthony. And Jordan sends it back. They retain possession. Second chance shot. Again, the miss by Anthony. Chicago leading. And the jam by Levine.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and you can see right there why he does.
Here's Galloway. The shot is off, and Chicago will go the other way with the ball.
And another miss. Oof. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as it can have, you're right. Pacers have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
It seems to me as though he's lost his way a little bit in the second half. He'd been turnover-free before the break. That's certainly not the case anymore.
McGee, the pass to Jordan. There's 45 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. It's tipped. And they go to the intentional foul.
That's his second personal.
A rebound by Azili.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
And here's Anthony for three. Sinks it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within three.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Kicks to McGee. And stolen by Gordon.
Still a chance here, but they need to score.
I really agree, but it has to happen on every possession. They need points every trip.
That was massive.
You know it. He's stepping right into the spotlight there.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. No luck that time either. The Pacers will take it. And the Pacers call time here. They're trailing by 1. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know what? Enough time that they can run whatever play they're most comfortable with.
Definitely. I mean, they're in good shape here, in my opinion. Shot clock's off, but still enough time left on the game clock to really run your normal set here. They do have a foul to give here.
You might see them use it at some point.
And it's Lowry penetrating. It's deflected and stolen by Reddick. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management at this time of the game.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, those free throws make things a little more simpler right now. They just have to guard against the three-pointer.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They trail by 3. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And you know what? You got a couple options here. You can take the 3 to tie it or get the quick 2 and then a foul.
And, you know, if it opens up for them inside, the quick 2 would be the way I would lean, Greg, but the foul has to come immediately after that.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game. Chicago calls timeout. They're down by 3. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What's your take, guys?
With this much time remaining, they should be able to get themselves a decent shot at the basket. Still, a contested 3 is never an easy shot. Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
Shooting for Chicago.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. Second one is good. Getting both of the line, and it's a 3-point game.
And a chance here to send it to overtime.
Got to see the 3 and be the 3 if that's going to happen. Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Deep 2 from Anthony. Off the mark. So a close game sees Indiana take this one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you...
Carmelo, how were you able to take control of this game and pull out
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did, only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
We've seen so many performances like that over the course of Carmelo Anthony's career that we've gotten spoiled. But we shouldn't fail to appreciate what he has been able to do tonight. He was spectacular. When he doesn't try to do too much, Carmelo Anthony is absolutely lethal. And he had it going tonight.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.